Bill would ban transgender women from using the women's restroom at the Capitol. I definitely want to watch this. I want to talk about this topic, so let's get into
Jay,
this,
before
man.
we get to Trump's controversial cabinet, a bathroom ban.
Yeah, it was related to a piece of legislation that Congresswoman Nancy Mace has put forward to try to ban what she says are biological men. She's referring to transgender women, and she might be coming here actually any minute. I think she's at the top of the stairs. I'm going to have the camera come with me while I talk to you, Kira.
Why is she?
And so Congresswoman Mace has put forward this bill that would essentially ban, here she comes down the stairs, actually. We're going to try to talk to her as she comes this way, but would ban.
They're gonna stream sniper straight out of the Congress Hall. Before we get into whatever's going on, what do you guys think about this transgender ban? Basically saying like, yo, if you transition either way, you shouldn't be able to use that restroom. In some regard, I definitely agree. I definitely agree. But I also like, you know, as I've been evolving, I've been getting a little older. I know it's inevitable not to neglect this group of individuals, right? This group of individuals lives among us now, right? Just like how they came out with the alien DLC in 2024, the transgender movement dropped in 2020, 2019, 2020, right? So whether we agree or not that there's two genders, there's a group of people who think there's more. Right. And I only think it's gonna that party is gonna continue to keep growing. So it's inevitable for us to face these issues. What I do think, though, is that I do think it's fair for a ban of these individuals to go into specified, women or men restrooms. However, I do believe there should be an alternative, because I also acknowledge that these folks might be on some I think I'm a woman, I want to go into the women's restroom. Well, take your ass straight into the all-gender restroom, man. I've taken a few shits at my college in an all-gender restroom. It was probably some of the nicest and cleanest restrooms I've ever been to. I think an all-gender restroom would definitely be able to, accommodate all these needs, so that one party, for example, the people who say that they shouldn't attend any bathrooms, they could be appeased. And for these folks to have somewhere to actually go shit, an all-gender restroom would 100% be saved. It's already implemented in a bunch of places. They just bro, I know, I forgot where I was at, but they don't even have men's restrooms anymore. They have a women's restroom and an all genders restroom. I didn't know which one to go into. I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I saw two women go into both, or I don't know if the one going into the all gender was a woman, but I saw two people enter those fucking restrooms. I didn't know where to go. I couldn't even find the men's restroom. All right. I think an all-gender restroom wouldn't be that bad of an alternative, but let me know. Let me know in the chat.
And in a sense, a newly elected member of the United States House of Representatives, Sarah McBride, Congressperson Sarah McBride, elect from Delaware, from using here.
Delaware.
Here's Congresswoman Mace.
Wait, stream sniping.
Can I ask you a question as you walk here? So the question is, with your piece of legislation about banning women from using...
100% yes.
My question to you is...
It doesn't go far enough. I'll be filing more bills.
You have said...
Yo! Hey, she didn't even let him finish the question. She said, yup, I'm going crazy. I'm banning them all. We're getting them out of there. I can respect the confidence, bro. I can respect the confidence.
That it was created in response to Congresswoman-elect McBride.
100%. And
should legislation be created targeted at one specific person?
It doesn't mention anyone in the legislation, but
you've said it was aimed at her.
No, I have said it's a result of this. I'm not going to allow biological men into women's private spaces. I will stand in the brink and stand in the way of anyone on the radical left who thinks that it's okay for a penis to be in a women's locker room.
I have to agree with that. I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I have to agree with that. I wouldn't want my daughters having to share a space with someone who has a junk like mine. I 100%, my sisters, my mom. I agree with that. I don't think that's that's not a wild take at all. I 100% agree with this. Like I said, for example, all the women in my chat, I wouldn't want them having to share a space with, for example, with me, with BCZ, with GOAT, right? We might be sane individuals, but we can't assume that everyone is a sane individual. So there might be some crazy person who walks in and starts going crazy. Why are we going to allow that type of behavior? Why are we even going to tolerate or give that option or that chance to happen? Right? Come on, man. I'm not doing that shit.
or a bathroom or a changing room? Hell no. I am not going to stand for it. And the speaker said it would be in the House rules package. If it's not, I'll be ready with a motion, a privileged motion to force a vote on this. This is not okay. I'm a survivor of rape. I'm a survivor of sexual abuse. And I'm not going to allow any man in any female private spaces.
Now, Speaker.
End of story. And by the way, I'm getting death threats from men pretending to be women. Why is it that these crazy people, the insanity, the radical left, are willing to kill women over a man's right to be in a women's restroom?
Speaker John.
Do you know what? I have to respect it, bro. I actually have to respect it. Seems like a woman who's actually fighting for women's rights. I'm not sure why women aren't for this. I'm not really too sure why women are for the, push towards adding another subset group of individuals into their restrooms. I'm not sure why they're even for this. We have someone who's clearly fighting for them, and they're getting at her, sending death threats.
Speaker Johnson has said he wants to treat every new member with the words dignity and respect. Forcing this congressperson to go into a male restroom, is that dignity and respect?
I hate this line of questioning. This line of questioning is clear. It's clearly to push an agenda. It's very, very clear that this dude is trying to corner her to say something wrong towards a group. What do you mean dignity and respect? Okay, are we going to show more dignity and respect to one group over another? Is that what you're trying to say? Because if you pick his side, for example, the transgender side, then all of a sudden you're not, you're not giving the dignity or respect to women. And then you pick the women's side, and then you're not taking the dignity and respect towards transgender. This is this line of questioning is retarded. I don't understand why they even ask dumbass questions like this. This is clearly just the media trying to portray people to look bad.
Women to share private spaces with men is not dignity and not respect.
There
I'm
it is.
absolutely
There it
going to
is.
stand in the way of anyone who thinks it's okay for a man to be in our locker room, in our changing rooms, in our dressing rooms, in women's bathrooms. And in fact, if you agree with that, you're crazy, because that's not okay. It's not okay.
Hey, I like the fact that there's some people calling people out for saying you're crazy for this statement, bro. I can respect this.
Congresswoman,
Thank you, Congressman. We're going to peel away from this conversation, Kira. So a little bit of the context of what we were just talking about, and I'm going to have my cameraman step out of the active driveway here, was that Nancy Mace put forward this piece of legislation. It was aimed, she said, although the name is not in the legislation, at a new member of Congress, Sarah McBride of Delaware, who is a transgender woman. She has said that the legislation would prevent women from using male restrooms and vice versa in the...
Wait, women from using males' restrooms? Man, this is confusing. I thought it was banning women from using like transgender women from using the women's restroom, like they got to go into the male's restroom. What?
Male restrooms and vice versa. Member of Congress, Sarah McBride of
Delaware,
who is a transgender woman. She has said that the legislation would prevent women from using male restrooms and vice versa in the United States Capitol. Speaker Johnson has said, he made a statement earlier today where he said he believes, a quote, man is a man and woman is a woman, but he also called for, as you heard me ask the congressman about, dignity and respect for new members of Congress, and that would include this new member of Congress, Sarah McBride from Delaware, who is a transgender woman.
Like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but like the way they're just trying to frame all this is just, it's super clear what his objective is. If the dude who's talking about dignity and respect also said a man is a man and a woman is a woman, he's clearly not talking about that. He's saying we should respect the individual, but you should respect this thing as well. Come on, bro. What are you talking about?
All of that to say, this is now an issue that Congress is forced to grapple with here, and one that they've never been forced to grapple with before, because Sarah McBride is the first trans person elected to the United States House of...
We got some breaking news. Apparently, this is Sarah McBride. Holy shit. If that isn't a fucking comp sci major I've ever seen, I don't know what the fuck is.